Islam. Happy holiday.
Islam, happy holiday. Uh, Pardon me for a moment. I'm a little discombobulated. Worked earlier today. I got off at 6. And
Oh,
got
no
out the
worries.
shower.
No worries. I'm here. Praise Allah.
Uh, Islam.
Islam?
Islam, we on, bro. We waiting a little bit. That's all.
Islamism. Nah. We can speak, right? Why before the meeting start, right?
Yeah, go ahead. Um,
Now I was going to shout out to Brother Cranfarel. I didn't know if he was busy, Grand Governor, but I seen Brother Cranfarel on here. I was going to chop it up with him if he was busy.
Now go ahead. Chop it up with him.
How you doing? I was actually thinking about you like a week or two ago.
Islam. I'm hanging in there, man. Just
All right, word up.
Everything going.
I just wanted this Islam to you. You know what I mean? I see you on there, so I said a good brother on there. Let me say Islam to him.
Islam, yeah, yeah. I would have had my background off, but I got my little ones with me, so they got these tablets going 100 miles an hour, the TV on, the dryer going. So
Understood.
I didn't want to have it too loud for everybody else. But Islam, praise Allah.
Yeah, Islam, praise Allah. Brother Talik, I got a new route, right? On my travels. I go to Ohio, right?
You're breaking up, brother. Yeah.
Go to Toledo.
Hello. Say it
In
again.
Toledo,
You gotta repeat.
I'm
Like,
breaking up. I
yeah,
said, can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
All right. I said I got a new route in Ohio that I go to. I said I go to Toledo. There's a truck stop outside of here, right?
Yeah.
And I was thinking, like, 'cause remember last time we talked, I think it was last year, how you wanted to come out here out at the Grand Sheik and you know, get into the box so you can go through some stuff that Supreme Grand Sheik had, right? Bailey Hill.
Yeah.
I thought about that and I was like, yo, it would be kind of dope if I can take you over here while I was going over here. You know what I mean? Maybe come pick you up from the truck stop, which I think is like maybe like 15 minutes or 20 minutes. It might not even be that far. Probably like between 10 to 20 minutes from the actual downtown Toledo or whatever. And you could do that. But I don't know. We have to talk about it, I mean, at another time. But like I said, it made me think about it because I'm like, dang, I've been coming out here for probably like 2 months. And I know you wanted to come out here. So
Yeah. I had to coordinate it with the hours of my job, the days. Um, I would say it would have to be a weekend. I
yeah,
don't know.
I work on weekends. I
Okay.
normally actually work on Saturdays, Sundays, but
Okay.
this Friday I happen to pick up. So
Okay. Okay. Yeah, that would have to be like that. Um, you know, just maybe leave out well on Saturday, something like that.
yeah, I normally leave
Oh, you breaking up.
Saturday till near Penn State,
Mm.
leave, pick up a truck, and go all the way out. I might still be breaking up. I'm sure.
Yeah.
Islam?
It's you said you normally leave where?
Yeah. I normally leave. I drive from my house to Penn State, pick up a truck, leave from there.
Oh wow.
Get
I would have
the
to get out there then.
so I leave around about yeah, you had to get out to uh Danville or get close enough where we can work something out where you can if you can get the PA some type of way or Harrisburg, I could pick you up or something like that. We could do something like that. So we probably had to holler, you know what I mean? We'll chop it up outside the meeting. I'm just throwing something your way. I didn't know if you still was trying to get out there and meet up with them before, you know, convention or if you were just going to do all that at convention or what was the thing? Because I ain't talked to you in a while.
Yeah, we can still do. I'll have to talk outside the meeting. Let's see if we can coordinate.
Okay,
All right.
sounds good. Islamism. Islam. Brother Sleek, did you send the Zoom link through the WhatsApp app?
Yeah, I sent it. Sister
All right, cause
Sister Chandra Shadara, she's on.
all right, Islamism.
Yeah, I got the link. Thank you.
Islamism system.
Shalom. Hello, Islam.
Islam, anybody on?
It's on, sheet. Yeah, we're on.
Am I late or y'all?
Nah, we didn't start yet. We're waiting for people to come in.
All right, I'm just rolling. I'll be listening in.
Islam Supreme Grand Sheikh.
Yeah, Islam.
Got a question for you.
What you got?
Do you know where the TA truck stop is out in Toledo, Ohio?
TA?
The TA or the Petrol or the Flying J. Do you know where those truck stops is? I think it's around about exit 71 off of interstate is it 80 and 90?
Yeah, I think
Okay.
I know where
I've
that's.
been coming out here for the last 2 months.
Huh?
Been coming out here for the last 2 months to drop off a loads and come back to Pennsylvania.
Okay, Islam. Yeah, let me know
Islam.
next time. The area.
I come out here every weekend. I'm out here. I'm actually getting off the exit right now, but I normally work Saturdays and Sundays, and I be out here. I just ain't know how far it was from you. I was out here for probably like 10. Was it like 10 hours last week? Somebody messed up the loads. So I was out here from like 8:30 to like 2 in the morning, but normally it don't be that long. I was just interested in how far like you were from there and the other Morse and how far it's from like downtown Toledo.
Yeah, I had to look it up. I'm not quite sure, but it ain't that far.
Okay. Islamism.
Ooh, man. Um, likely. All right, Islam. Let's begin the meeting. Then they'll come in. So rise, face the east in the same Moorish American prayer. 2 fingers on the right, 5 on the left. We had a 45-degree angle. Allah, Father of the universe, Father of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Allah is my protector, my guide, and my salvation. By night and by day, through his holy prophet, True Ali. Amen. Psalm. I will have the reading of Divine Constitutional Bylaws of the Moorish Science Simple America. Salvation, Allah, Unity. Moorish Science Simple of America, the Divine Constitutional Bylaws. Act 1. Grand Sheikh and Chairman of the Moorish Science Temple of America is empowered to make law and enforce laws, the assistance of the Prophet, and the grand body of the Moorish Science Temple of America. The assistant Grand Sheikh is to assist the Grand Sheikh in all affairs if he lives according to love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice, and is known before the members of the Moorish Science Temple of America. Act 2. All meetings are to be opened and closed promptly according to the Circle 7, love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Friday is our holy day of rest, because on a Friday, first man was formed in flesh, and on a Friday, first man was parted out of flesh and ascended unto his Father God Allah. Well, that cause Friday is a holy day for all Muslims all over. Act 3. Love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice must be proclaimed and practiced by all members of the Moorish Science Temple of America. No members to put in danger or accuse falsely his brother or sister on any occasion at all that may harm his brother or sister, because Allah is love. Act 4. All members must preserve these holy and divine laws, and all members must obey the laws of the government, because by being a Moorish American, you are part and partial of the said government and must live life accordingly. This organization of the Moorish Science Temple of America is not to cause any confusion or overthrow the laws and constitution of the said government, but to obey hereby. Act 6. With us, all members must proclaim their nationality. We're teaching our people their nationality and their divine creed. They may know that they are a part and partial of the said government, and know that they are not Negroes, colored folks, black people, or Ethiopians, because these names were given to slaves by slaveholders in 1779 and lasted until 1865, during the time of slavery. This is a new era of time now, and all men must proclaim their nationality. Their free national. Sorry, pardon, sir. Proclaim their free national name, which they in the nation, in the government in which they live, be recognized by the government in which they live in the nation of. This is the reason why Allah, the great God of the universe, ordained noble Ali, prophet, to redeem his people from their suffering. Moorish Americans are the descendants of the ancient Moabites who inhabit the northwestern or southwestern shores of Africa. Accept. All meetings are promptly. All members must promptly attend their meetings and become part and parcel of the acts of the Moorish Science Simple. Members must pay their dues and keep in line with all necessities of the Moorish Science Simple America. Then you're entitled to the name of faith. Husband, you must support your wife and children. Wife, you must obey your husband and take care of your children and look after the duties of your household. Sons and daughters must obey father and mother and be industrious. Become a part of the uplifting of holy humanity. All Moorish Americans must keep their hearts and minds pure of love and their bodies clean. This divine covenant is for the holy prophet, violate the God and toast. Abdul Ali found in Moorish American prayer, Allah, Father of the universe, Father of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Allah is my protector, my guide, and my salvation by night and by day through his holy prophet, Drew Ali. Amen. Moorish Science Simple America, Home Office, Chicago, Illinois, USA. The reading of the warnings. Pardon me, Morris, for the sudden jitters. I don't know what that was while reading the Constitution, non-constitutional violence. I do apologize. Um, to the members of the Moorish Science Temple of America, to be read in every meeting. Islam, this is the instructions from your prophet, Noble Drew Ali. Be faithful unto your forefathers' divine and national creed, and you may be blessed by your good deeds that you sow in the Allah is the one that judges the world, and his judgment is not on, but the weak can comprehend it not. And the time is drawing near, so says Allah to his divine prophet, I know Ali. That is why many hearts have been turned to stone, and many have eyes to see, but cannot see, ears to hear, but cannot hear. These they will be confounded of their sins. These are trying hours now, dear Moors. Every evil spirit is moving that they are trying every weak mind overthrow, drag out the true foundation that has been laid and to cause confusion in the minds of ones that do believe. If you have the true love of Allah and the spirit of your forefathers, you fear not what you hear or see, sacrifice the utmost in every life to protect your movement and profit. Watch your enemies, dear Moors. Your enemies are the ones that speak against your prophet and ridicule him to the very lowest. Ones that speak against your divine and national principles of your temples. Act accordingly, and Allah will bless you for your good work. Peace. Divine Prophet, Drop. Prophet warns all Muslims to be read in every meeting. I hereby inform all members that they must end all radical speeches while at work, in their homes. We are for peace and not destruction. Stop flashing your cards at Europeans. Causes confusion. Remember, your card is for your salvation. Failure to obey these orders be a severe consequence. For love, truth, peace, freedom. When these principles are violated, justice must then take its course. Any member or group of members or malicious feelings towards temple and prophet violate the divine covenant of the Moorish movement will receive their reward from Allah for their unjust deeds. All true Moors must obey the law laid down to them by the prophet. They lose confidence in their prophet, your guard and button, cease wearing your turban or fez, return to the state where I found you. This is a holy and divine movement founded by the prophet of love. The prophet is not right, the temple is not. The prophet is singing out a divine plea to all true Moorish Americans that they may do their part in protecting their prophet and temple. This is the everlasting movement founded by the prophet through the will of Allah to redeem his people from their sinful ways. Peace. Islam, to be proclaimed in every meeting. Islam. I am glad to know that I have a few faithful Moors among you all, and I desire for them to know the truth and the divine truth. There's a host of jealousy about me and the movement now by the same people of our side of the nation that claimed that I was only a joke and unreal. But now, since they have found out from the government officials and the nations of the earth that this is the only sole foundation that all Asiatics must depend upon for their earthly salvation as American citizens, they are working every scheme that they can to disqualify me so they may take charge of the situation. I had notified all these things to you long ago in the past. It is through the faithful Moors that attribute to the movement and uplifting funds. Ones that pay their divine respect to me and the movement will be remembered. This is why I am calling upon all faithful Moors to increase their faithfulness to me, your prophet, and your divine Moorish movement. I need finance. I need it badly. Never before have I needed finance so badly as I do at present, so I can shove aside the discord that is facing the nation. It all comes through jealousy because of my fame and nobility. The nations of the world will not recognize the movement without I, the prophet, being head, and has been proven by my works, which I have performed in the past few years. Prophet Noble Drowning. Rising, giving humble praise to Allah, honors to his prophet, overdrawly, honors to the forerunner, Marcus Hussein Garvey, honors to the Moorish Science Simple America, honors to the first appointed Springer and Sheep, Edward Mithiel, honors to the present, Brother Keith Anderson. Islam, Islam. Happy Holy Day, Moors. I just want to say I'm glad to make it through another week. See the Moors in gathering. It's definitely been a trying week for me, as far as just getting it through energy wise, you know, physical labor of my work my workplace sometimes is demanding. But I do thank Allah for the strength. Um, thank Allah for just the support that I personally get every now and then. Just life sometimes be, we say, life be life, you know. And sometimes it definitely pressures us, when sometimes we have plans and want to do certain things, and it kind of keeps us in a rut. Uh, but we gotta till you to push. Allah will see us through. It's on. I'm not gonna labor you more. It's too long. Sister Reaganell, uh, as an she asked me to run the holy day for this holy day, so I told her I would do it. Praise Allah for her. All the help and the work that she does for us. She's definitely a blessing. Allah sent her to us. And she could have been anywhere with any other group of Moors. And that's something you guys gotta take in consideration. You could have been anywhere. That could have been with any group of Moors you actually hear. The Moorish Science Temple of America. I want to encourage y'all. I know it doesn't look like it. I know it doesn't feel like it. I know y'all might have questions like, where's the building? Where's this, that? Where's that? Sometimes, Allah puts our hearts and our minds to a test. And sometimes we have to see it for, you know, for what it is in potential. And we have to see the goal. We have to actually not necessarily look at the current condition or something. Look at what it can be. And some people will say, well, it doesn't look like that. I'm gonna look at the other one, and the other temple or this group, and this looks a little more promising than the other ones. Well, sometimes looks can be deceiving. Looks can a lot of times are deceiving. I know we're not allowed to speak radical against any organization or organized group or religious group, but just even if you were to take the Nation of Islam, not speaking radical against the brothers or sisters, because we do have a mutual respect amongst each other, but the Nation of Islam that we know today that is popular is technically not the actual Nation of Islam. Islam, it's not the actual Nation of Islam. The actual Nation of Islam was technically dissolved into the War Deen Muhammad community. That is the actual Nation of Islam. Switched over into the Sunni. So it's more Sunni demonstration, the Sunni ideology. Farrakhan, original member of the Nation of Islam, decided to continue the lessons and teachings taught by Elijah Muhammad. That's what you're seeing now. You're seeing the Nation of Islam, Farrakhan's efforts, but technically, it is not the same as what, because the leadership was given to Warfdeen Muhammad by Elijah Muhammad. So that's why a lot of people have, and then there's other different branches and offshoots of the Nation of Islam, but these groups are not. They technically, by tradition and by authority within that organization, they do not have the authority to technically be the Nation of Islam. If that was to be held up to that measurement. But then the same with the temple. The same with the temple. We have many temples out there, and some are doing well. On certain levels. Some doing okay. I won't say well, but I'll say okay. But at the same time, people are joining because they believe in the message, which is good for a start. But to actually, when the true unfoldment of this organization takes place, they won't be able to reap the benefits. They won't be able to reap the benefits. Prophet Noble Drew Ali, and he was in the flesh. He was starting this organization. He never, waved his hand. Next thing you know, 15 temples appeared. Prophet definitely, what he did was toil. He definitely toiled to create and manifest Moorish side Central America. He definitely prepared men and women that he saw fit at the time to go out and teach. As Acts 6 says, and we're teaching our people their nationality and their divine creed. Teaching your nationality, your proper nationality, it's Moorish American, right? Your divine creed, your religion, it's Islam. Nationality part, purpose of that was to make people aware of their choice not to be labeled Negro, Black, Colored, or any other label that stems from a slavery caste system status. So taking a nationality, saying I'm Moorish American, I'm part of this nation, this country. Not just property, I'm not just a lower second citizen, but I have very much so special claim to this citizenship. So expounding on nationality, the divine creed being Islam, because it was Islam that jump-started Western society. It was Islam where sciences and universities got their precursor knowledge from. And even some of the knowledge and traditions that they hold today come from it when the Moors established societies and systems and laws, customs, and institutions in Europe and throughout parts of the world. So this is an organization where its duty is to be the spearhead organization when it comes to things Moorish. It should be the spearhead organization when it comes to things Moorish. So we're going to go to chapter 30, dealing with social duty. So holy instructions from the prophet, social. When thou considerest thy wants, thou beholdest thy imperfection. Acknowledge its goodness. O Son of Humanity, honor thee with humanity, endow thee with speech, place thee in society to receive and confer reciprocal helps, mutual obligations, protection from injuries, thy enjoyments of the comforts and the pleasures of life. All these thou owest to assistance. It's not enjoyed, but in the hands of society. It is thy duty, therefore, to be a friend to mankind, as it is thy interest that man should be friendly to thee. As the rose breatheth sweetness from its own nature, so the heart of a benevolent man produceth good works. Let's look up the word benevolent. Okay. Benevolent. Having a disposition to do good, possessing love to mankind, and a desire to promote their prosperity and happiness and kind. So we're speaking of uh, already a disposition in a person, right? Let's go up. See here. Look up benevolence. Of course, a disposition to do good, goodwill, kindness, charitableness, love of mankind, accompanied with the desire to promote their happiness. So overall, a benevolent person is someone who's seen to have a desire to want to see the best of other people. Like you don't want to see anyone doing bad. Like that's just in your heart, you have this empathy for people. You want the best out of mankind overall, right? Or the best for your people. So they said benevolent man produces good works. It means you don't have a selfish inkling. You're really trying to do this, like overall, whatever work that you put out is going to be for the overall benefit of other people. So 5, it says, he enjoyeth the ease and tranquility of his own breast, and rejoiceth in the happiness and prosperity of his neighbor. He openeth not his ear unto slander, faults and failings of men give him a pain to his heart. His desire is to do good. He researcheth out the occasions thereof, and removing the oppression of another, he relieveth himself. So it's like when you do good for others, it's like a relief for you. It relieves oppression. It relieves a state of heaviness in your heart when you do good, when you do these works. So when you're able to produce these works, it it creates an ease. When you're able to help someone, it changes your mood. A lot of us, to be truthful, we got so much backed up in us from not necessarily doing good works every day. Sometimes the heaviness is because we're withholding the charitable, withholding the kindness to a stranger, or going out your way to help just to do it. Walking down the street, you see a person and they're asking for money. A lot of times, we're like, oh, they could probably go sell drugs. You know what I'm saying? Or can I get a couple dollars so I can buy something to eat? If I buy something to eat, he gonna, if I give him the money, he's gonna go buy drugs. That's what we all think. And we walk away. Ah, man, get a job. Instead of being like, you know what? Let me get you something to eat. Because usually if you tell them like, look, I'm not gonna give you money, but I will give you something to eat. What do you want to eat? And you take them to get something to eat. That's a deciding factor. Because usually if they want the drugs, they're gonna leave you and they don't want they're not gonna take you up on your offer. If they're sincerely and they really need help, they'll take the food. But a lot of times, what we do, we kind of cancel them all out, cancel all options. And like, you know what? Nah, it's pot, it's a, you know, a crackhead. I'm not going to deal with it. It's all their fault. A lot of times we have to, even in if their intentions is wrong, as long as your intentions is right, if you even do give them the money, as long as your intentions is right, you're good. Comes a time where we used to have neighborhoods used to have big mamas. It would be a sister who cares for more than one group of children from different families. And she did it because she had a benevolence, see the well-being of these children in the neighborhood or these people in the neighborhood. My Aunt Debbie was like that. Rest in peace. I'll tell you a story when I first when I originally I was born in Seattle. Mom's her side is from Jersey. So when our house got burglarized, uh, she decided to pack up and move back to Jersey. We stayed at my grandma's for like first few years. So I came over when I was like 3 or 4. Yeah, I was 3 going on 4. And then what happened after that, around 5 or 6, I moved down into the downtown area of where I grew up and closer to the river. If y'all familiar with the Delaware River, I lived right along the Delaware River in a town called Burlington City. Right. So my neighbors, unknowingly, I gravitated to the 2 boys next door. Come to find out, I was related to them. Right? I didn't know that. But over time, I began to build a relationship with them and their parents and their mother, who I call Aunt Debbie. She took care of me when my mother was working a lot of times. There's times where I didn't get up, my mom would leave me, and Aunt Debbie will either she'll come and check on me, or she'll send my cousin Omar or Fred to come and get me, to come and eat. They'll knock on the door and be like, yo, I call the door, be like, yo, Taryn, my mom said come and eat. Get up. I get dressed, come over and eat. You know? Usually I stay, but I mean, I'm talking about like even when I didn't, like she took care of me. Like even when, like I ain't actually. I've been to summer school maybe once or twice, but the times I didn't even have summer school, she had things already lined up for me. Like, come over, we go to the library. We gotta go to the library. We gotta check out a book. We gotta check out a book. Come down, and we have book time. We have to read our book. We have to write a book report on our book. We would go to uh we had different trips. We went to like a bird museum. I'm talking about like she was vested in her and my Aunt Shelly too. Aunt Shelly was there too. That was her sister-in-law, but they both would have us on point. This is like I think I was like 7 or whatever, but I know I made honorable mention when I came back to school. Like my mom was already geared towards working. Like she my aunt actually did that. Like she kept us in activities throughout the summer. So, but I wasn't the only one to get influenced from that. There was other kids in the neighborhood who would come over and they benefited from being with my aunt Debbie. And when I got older, I realized my aunt Debbie was the big mama of the neighborhood. There's no other person in the neighborhood who I know that we all chilled at their crib. Nobody else's mother was that involved with us. You know what I'm saying? And I noticed that in the community, there's not many, like a lot around, just around about. Nobody has that. But that's a benevolent character. You know, that's a person that's a prime example of benevolence. You want to see the overall good of people, so you invest. And as the verse says, you relieve yourself from a lot of burden, a lot of oppression when you give. A lot of times we're oppressed, well, not oppressed, but depressed. I say depression comes because you're not giving. We're not giving. We live in a semi-narcissistic society. It's very narcissistic. It produces a acute form of narcissism in a lot of people. We're self-centered. Speak your truth. You know what I'm saying? Like when people say speak your truth and all these type of, innuendos and, certain, certain phrases, catchphrases that are now coming out or have been out for a while. These all stem from a very broken ego, not broken ego, but I want to say a toxic ego, where accountability is not even on, on the radar. But even somebody with a benevolent attitude or benevolent disposition, accountability is always, because you want to see the greater good of the situation. Even if the other person don't want to admit fault, you'll even step up and admit fault just to move to the greater good of the issue. This produces good works. This type of disposition, attitude produces good works for all. So when they say Allah's the most merciful, the most benevolent, the most merciful, right? Ar-Rahman, Ar-Rahim. It's the most benevolent. Allah wants to see the best of all of this, the best outcome, everything. Islam, brother, yeah.
Islam, I read Ras, my highest height, giving all perfect praises to our Father God Allah, honors the Prophet Noble Drew Ali, honors to everybody on the call, honors to all the divine prophets. Islam. It was interesting when you utilized the word benevolence, because when you said benevolence, it made me go into the Holy Koran to look for one of my favorite chapters as well. The holy instructions to thy children, right? Because every time I think of the benevolence, I think of one of the things that we're supposed to teach our children. So as members of the Moorish Science Temple of America, the holy instruction book that the Prophet Noble Drew Ali gave us, in that chapter, we are supposed to teach the children certain things. And with these certain things, you put in, this is what you get out. So when you teach them benevolence, right, it states that, let me see, I'll put it in here. It is, teach him benevolence and his mind shall be exalted, right? So I looked up exalted, and what was interesting in exalted was it said something that it was in one of the writings by the prophet, or one of the writings that that was in our Moorish literature. It's a past participle, or a a participle passive, raised to a lofty high. And I remember hearing that this is the lofty teachings of Islam. So it was interesting that when I heard that, it made me do the research and within our own literature, and it just brought it around 360 degrees. So I appreciate everything that you are teaching today, Brother
Islam.
Grand Governor Islamism.
Islam, I appreciate you, Mo. Yes, sir. Let's touch on that word real quick. Lofty. Because he said lofty. It has to be considered when we say lofty teachings, it basically there's a meaning to it. It's funny because I came across that term so many times. Lofty, lofty. I'm thinking like I don't, you just sometimes you read a word and it doesn't resonate. You just know, hey, it's there. You don't really look into it, but all things considered, elevated in space as a lofty tower, a lofty mountain, but it expresses more than high, or at least is more emphatical, poetical, and elegant. Right? Elevated in condition or character. Thus saith high and lofty one that inhabiteth eternity, whose name is whose name is holy. Right? Proud, haughty, has lofty looks, elevated in sentiment or diction, sublime, sublime, as lofty strands, lofty rhyme, stately, dignified, as lofty steps. Lofty means an elevated condition. You're not dealing with a mundane plane, a mundane understanding, but a higher understanding. Like the fourth definition says, or gives it another word, sublime. When you look at something sublime, you're looking at the hidden, or the deeper understanding of something. sublime message to this information, because I can tell you one thing on the condition you about what's the sublime message. So I could say this. I could say when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. So in your mind, you're like, okay, well, when student is ready, a person will come. They'll be ready to be taught. Student has to be a student, right? They have to be on the level of student in order to be taught. So that's simple. Okay, I can understand that. But what's the higher understanding of that phrase? When the student is ready, the teacher will appear, or the master will appear. Consider this. When you are ready, as a student, you as the master will appear. When you are humble to receive, your station will be ready. Islam? Brother, yeah, but yes, sir.
Islam, you cooking. I just wanted Camelback. I was
Okay.
just saying to myself that when you said that when the student is ready, the master will appear. I was thinking inside every student is a master. Islamism.
Islam. That's right. That's the lofty teaching. That's a lofty teaching. Islam. It's a lofty teaching. So when we understand what lofty is, so we have every time when you approach these lessons, you approach it from a lofty perspective. When you read the Quran, I mean the Quran of Mecca, what was revealed to Prophet Muhammad, you have to look at it from a lofty perspective, a poetical perspective, an elegant perspective, a sublime perspective. And say, well, y'all don't teach Islam, no. Oh, no, because we look at Islam from a lofty perspective. We look at the lessons and we look at things from a lofty perspective. The sister that I currently am courting, the sister actually, she says, Spirit told me this, Spirit told me. She says it all the time. She always says, but I was going to do this, but I had to fall back and listen to Spirit. And it said it led me to do this. You know, sister, I knew this sister since high school. And she wasn't the same person when I met. In high school, I knew her. She was, you know, it was a typical, I mean, like definitely somebody you didn't want to get upset. She came straight out of Newark, New Jersey. I don't know if any of y'all know anybody or know anything or solos on here. He know the vibes when it comes to Newark. Yeah, she's straight Newark. And but when you see her in her evolution, it's like, yo, and you gotta actually hear what she says, because sometimes it's like it's a message. And our life, we have to go through with lofty understanding. But sometimes, or a lot of times, what's blocking us is that we're not grabbing hold to the understanding of benevolence. Because benevolence can lead you to that. Islam. When you're holding on to certain things, a lot of times our willingness not to give is something that because we're holding on to things. It might be trust issues. It might be fear. Maybe a lack of safety. Of course, that would lead to trust. Maybe some jealousy. Maybe inferiority uh, feeling of yourself. Sometimes the ego masks the inferiority complex, where you seem like you know everything. You project yourself to be this type of person, but you actually are fearful, or you actually don't feel that way about yourself. So when you don't feel that way about yourself, you try to mask it and hide it under different things. It gets codified, or it gets cloaked with the ego. So when it's time to be in a sincere situation, when you want to give something sincerely, it's hard. You struggle. I need to look for the overall good or something. That's a sacrifice. Benevolence deal with sacrifice too, because you're sacrificing the possibility that you won't get no return for what you're giving. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he's the most benevolent, the most merciful. Two things came together in that. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. He's the most merciful, the most benevolent, the most merciful. Why those two come together? Because overall, Allah knows who is going to reciprocate what he gives or what he blesses. And he knows who's not. But he does it anyway. He's merciful regardless. He remains benevolent regardless. So you feel he's going to do the best, whatever is best for you, regardless. He's going to set up the possibilities what's best for you regardless. Whether you choose him or not. Whether we tend to want to live a life focusing on our selfish needs or live a life focusing on the will of Allah, it doesn't matter. Allah is still going to be who he is. He doesn't change. And this is the benevolence, all attributes. If you look at the article, What is Islam? I'm not going to read the whole thing. What is Islam? There you go. What is Islam? Anyone who has our literature, our edition of the literature, that'll be page 19. Okay. So the cardinal doctrine of Islam is the unity of Father Allah. We believe in one God. Allah is all God, all merciful, all powerful. He is perfect and holy, all wisdom, all knowledge, all truth. These are some of his greatest attributes so far as we can understand. He is free from all defects, holy and transcendent. He is personal to us, and so far as we see, His attributes working for us in us, but he is nevertheless impersonal. Okay? I'm going to say that again. The cardinal doctrine of Islam is the unity of the Father, Allah. We believe in one God, Allah, who is all God, all merciful, all powerful. He is perfect and holy, all wisdom, all knowledge, all truth. These are some of the great attributes so far as we can understand. He is free from all defects, holy and transcendent. He is personal to us, and so far as we can see, or so far as we see his attributes working for us in us. So every attribute that you find or that may be listed for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is actually can work for you. Not only can work for you, can work in you. So if Allah is the most benevolent, this is an attribute that we must allow to work for us and work in us. And once certain attributes work in us, others will follow. Other attributes will unfold. And then you begin to see certain things. You'll be more conditioned to operate within those attributes. Those attributes lead you to understand life from a different perspective. Islam, brother, yeah.
Islam Sheik, you cooking with olive oil tonight. Look, the attributes are virtues.
Yes,
You
sir. They're
need them.
virtues. Yeah, yeah.
Islam.
Islam. Yeah. That's what they're virtues. And the virtues connect to the higher self. Ain't no virtues with the lower self. The virtues, the harmonies are like, harmonize, in sync. Synchronize yourself with something. To harmonize is basically synchronizing yourself with something. Like an orchestra. You ever been to an orchestra? What do they do before they play? They harmonize first. Any band, they harmonize. They synchronize their instruments together before they play a song. They blow out all the kinks. They test, they do a test. This one does a test. They test the trombone, they test, they blow their harmony, whatever, random sounds or whatever, just to harmonize, get yourselves together. Then boom. Then the conductor, he'll wave his wand, then they'll blow one note all together from each instrument. And it's harmonized. So the virtues harmonize you to the higher self. And these, and my overall perspective, because I know time is coming in. I don't want to go over. Here we go. I'm in just to reiterate chapter 30 in the Holy Koran, Moorish Science of America, verse 7. He says, his desire is to do good, and he researcheth out the occasions thereof, and removing the oppression of another. He relieveth himself from the largest of his mind, and he comprehendeth in his wishes the happiness of all men, and from the generosity of his heart he endeavored to promote it. So Last two verses are important. The last two verses are important because he basically researches is in his mind, how can I relieve the oppression of my people? What's the purpose of the Moorish Science Simple America? To uplift the fallen humanity. All our steps, even though we're into, our immediate cares, our overall goal in our mind, and this is part of benevolence, is to see how can we alleviate the situation of our people. And we got to be precise. Can't just pull out, because there's a lot of distractions. Sisters don't feel protected. Brothers don't feel this. These are all distractions. What's the underlying issue? What's the real core of the situation? Because a lot of talk is just talking about relationships and dating. Core issue is family. We need to promote family. Promote a man and woman getting together and having some children and staying together in a family. That's the core issue. Sisters don't feel protected, comes from a deeper issue of a broken family. That's where that comes from. Broken families where the men or the young boys cannot reciprocate or have not been able to be in that spiral reciprocation or that circle reciprocation from a man exhibiting the father role. So he's not able to, well, I'm not saying he's not able to, but he's not tapped in to that nature. A lot of times we're just going along with the routine of the society. We're not necessarily trying to change it. But once you join the Moorish Science Simple America, your mind should be geared to, okay, how can I change the condition of the people? How can I help? What does the people need? And how can I bring it to them? I'm gonna say this to the brother, and he's on the line. Like, ever since he took on the station of Supreme Grand Sheik, I know for me, it's been like, okay, well, how can I help this brother get out? Get what he needs, his message or his ideas out. How can I help him in his station to be more easier for him? Because one of the last things that Bailey Hill said was hold him up. I don't think you remember that, brother Supreme Grand Sheik. Bailey Hill said that. He said, hold him up. He told all of us in the convention to hold him up. And when you hold your brother up, you might not get anything from it. Like, you might not get no praise. You might not get nothing. I'm not saying you won't, but I'm saying there's a chance you might not. And it's not saying it's intentional, but that shouldn't be your it shouldn't be what you're looking for. You're holding up your brother because the brother who's in that position is for the betterment of the organization. It's people who are not here now in this organization because they want titles. Those people don't want the benefit of their people. There's a lot of them wearing fezzes and turbans now, where they got like 3 or 4 charters on a wall, right? From whomever. But they want, you know what I'm saying? But so they're looking for recognition instead of actually doing the work for the people. Because they really want to elevate their people, they would know the value of the corporation. They'll know the value of the Moorish Science Simple America, the actual Moorish Science Simple America. And they would do their best to be a part of it. It's that key attribute, benevolence, that virtual benevolence that a lot of us are lacking. I talked to I approached some Moors on IG, you know. I told him, I was like, I didn't want to be in your business. I apologize. I said, but you know, because I had screenshot something I saw on Facebook, and I sent it to her. I said, "Hey, do you know this brother?" And they said, "Yeah, that's the brother. He's a member." I said, "So he's a member under you." Now this is a group that's under Braswell Bay, and they're out of DC. And I said, um, so he's holding up a nationality card that's not from y'all, you know. So it's okay. And I'm like, it's okay for, but I told him like, look, I'm not trying to business, but I know being under Braswell Bay, and I told him specifically, if one of them officials see that, y'all gonna be in big trouble. Because personally, and I told him because I know former sheiks and officers from the administration that they don't play. That it's tight, like tight shit over there. And I don't want to get in trouble because of that guy, he posts a lot of good work he does with the youth and all that. So I don't know. I don't want them to get involved. I just throwing out a heads up. If he didn't know that that's what that brother was doing, heads up. You know. And I said, if you love the prophet, you hold up the laws. The law says, with us, all members must proclaim their nationality. If that's what you feel, because a lot of them, they feel that they're the more science simple, over there with Braswell Bay. So, but just out of respect, I just let them know because I know how, how they definitely micromanage over there. So, uh, he gave me Islams and he was just like, he gave me some flim flam jargon, and I was just like, okay, peace and love. Hey, I'm not gonna argue with you. It's on you. It's your business. But at the same time, you know, but what I'm trying to say is, the brother, he was holding up a nationality card not issued from his administration. So as a question, it was like, okay, what did you see? Why did you join anyway if you want to hold up another nationality card? I don't understand that. When you join, your efforts and your energy regarding the uplifting of fallen humanity, regarding the issues of your people, should flow through the ranks of this organization. There's something that you might not see. Okay? Whatever issue that you don't see in the temple, or things that you think that needs to be done, create it. Because all hands need to be on deck to help our people. And never think that a no is a never. A no, don't ever think a no is a never. Sometimes a no is not for now, or later, or wait until this happens. Then we can, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes the patience has to be exercised. So, but all patience is always there if the sincerity is there. If you want the benefit of your people. Because you know the change or condition that we went through as a people is not an overnight thing. It's not an overnight thing. Some people want their freedom so fast that they're willing to adopt, incorporate so many things that a lot of times they miss the mark. Some of us, we want to race to be the first. Want to be the first to do this. So we implemented this because we the first. Well, they did it, so we gonna do this. They gonna do the they did the census change, they did the census change the identity or the status, Moorish, Asiatic. But well, we're gonna start our own census within the Moors. Everybody gonna sign up for the census. Yeah. I mean, we could have, you know, did you want to, is that from a sincere idea? Because he ain't pushing it now. What happened to it? Well, we need our own census. Okay, we agree. We trying to do something that's actually going to be effective because we still living in this society. We're trying to do something so, like Act 6, recognized by the government in which you live in the nations of the earth. Recognize. It's a strong word. It's a legal term. That's the problem. A lot of people are not recognized by the government in which they live in the nations of the earth. When you are recognized, then you're respected. Reason why Russia attacked Ukraine because they don't recognize Ukraine. In international law, when a nation is recognized, is afforded protection. If other nations like the Western Sahara situation, when Morocco wanted to regain control of the Western Sahara territories that it once ruled over, you had the several Berber tribes or clans that said, no, we don't want to be under Morocco no more. Leave us alone. We got our own small tribal political setups here. This was during Trump's the end of Trump's tenure, right? Who else recognized them? They got recognition. Did they get it? Nah, Israel didn't recognize. Trump put out a message that said he recognized Morocco and as sovereign over those territories. But the rest of the UN isn't going to do that because they already implemented a law stating that you once a country or nation had went under colonization or they've been taken over and they lost those territories, they can never regain those territories after they gain their independence. Islam? They put that in the UN. So the UN is not going to back Morocco's claim. And Morocco sits on the UN. This is recognition. Once Morocco, the first, and to go back centuries earlier, Morocco recognized the United States of America through a treaty gives gave the United States that position of power now globally, because now a nation recognized. Not only a nation, but one of the most powerful nations at that time recognizes. And this trickles down all the way down to the local area. That's our goal, to get our nationality, get our names recognized. It's not begging. Some wants to say, "Oh, you gonna beg them?" Da. No, it's part of y'all gonna talk about call it begging, and then y'all want to go talk about some teaching international law. Like, how you gonna teach international law when you don't even consider the word recognize? It's not begging. You do what you do to be recognized. That's part of that's just part of the how the system works. Islam. 10-10. I had the screen up for that. Let me stop my feed here. Islam. So how can MSTV claim the present Moroccan Empire? That's a good question. That's a good question. If you go in chapter 47, and I'll after I explain this, we'll move to close. Go to chapter 47. Verse 6 says, Moabites from the land of Moab received permission from the pharaohs of Egypt, settle and inhabit the northwest Africa. Right? They were the founders. Listen to the context. They were the founders and are the true possessors of the present Moroccan Empire. So, in saying that, it's giving you a history of who founded the founders. They founded the Moroccan Empire. So therefore, they are the true possessors. That means by inheritance. by inheritance, they are the true possessors. Even though those who control it right now are not the true possessors. To possess something means you have ownership. Islam, to possess something is you have ownership. You can control something and not have ownership. And so technically by inheritance, we are possessors of the Moroccan Empire. We don't control it at this point. But in due time, as Allah leads, because technically it's not just Morocco. We the whole we're the founders and possessors of a whole bunch of stuff. you know, possession is 9/10 of the law. Title is 1/10. Islam's spring and shit. Right. Islam. Well, more basically gonna lower the meeting. I'm gonna open up for any questions. Um, before we close.
Islam.
Islam.
Um, my question is, are we combined? Temple 28 and the virtual temples, are they combined on Fridays and Sundays, or just Sundays? Islamism.
Just Sundays, Islam. What happened was today specifically, Sister Reagan L had texted me earlier in the day while I was at work, and she asked me to lead for today for Temple 8, virtual Temple 8. So I'm just doing a favor for this holy day. So I sent the link out instead of everyone jumping on the dial pad meeting. You know, they just come over here and kick it with us. Yeah, we all come together on Sunday. And I figured that would be good because we want to begin to see Sunday school was supposed to be, going through questionnaire, but also dealing with more of the the foundational lessons or foundational ideas of the organization, and hammering out a lot more details and explanation. Whereas Holy Day is more of a upliftment, dealing with spirituality and stuff like that. Connection. Don't get me wrong, we touch on that on Sunday too.
Islam is our members. I never asked this question, and I never heard anybody ask the question for it to be answered. So I'm gonna throw it out. Is it an issue if a member of a particular temple goes to another temple on Holy Day, if it's a part of the same administration or not? I'm just a question I want to know. I want to throw it on the floor while I had the opportunity. Islam is
Islam. Far as I know, there's no problems with people visiting other temples. and just sitting in. So whether it be in this administration or another. So say if I wanted to go check out, I go to Philly, I want to check out Zim Hopkins Bay Temple. There's no reprimand. You won't get reprimanded for that. This is not that type of. We're the Moorish Science Simple America. We know that we are the Moorish Science Simple America, but we also recognize those people in those other temples still as our brothers and sisters. And you know, basically it's not a thing where we'll be like, oh well, you chilled with them, want to go over there and stay with them. We're not like that type of people. There are temples like that. There's a whole bunch of temples like, there are certain administrations that are like that. You know what I'm saying? There are administrations that are like that. Unfortunately. And there's some people that don't want to, that they can't even have a conversation with me. I remember one time, somebody told me, they was like, yeah, they told me not to talk to you. I was like, what? Really? Oh man. But nah, it's no problem. So, say if you, I don't know, into a group of Moors where where they have fellowship or nothing, you just fellowship. That's all. It's not, as long as you know the truth. And I tell anybody, if you want to go visit another temple, go ahead. They say something that you have a question about, come back. All I ask is add a courtesy to come back and tell me what the question is. Like if you question something, well, I seen them do this. Well, why don't we, so give me the chance to, give the administration us a chance to answer your inquiries. If they come up from, due to visiting another temple, a lot of times what people do is they don't say nothing. Next thing you know, they disappear. Like, what happened? Oh, they saw something, heard something from the other temple, and they just decided to go along with it instead of just coming back and say, yo, they said, I give us that common a common curse. So yeah, it's no problem. Won't see another temple if we need to. If it's there. Or even in administration. So if Temple 12 was holding a meeting, you happen to be in Toledo, and yeah, definitely visit Temple 12. Temple 12 is your temple. Even though you're registered with Temple, with us, Temple 12, your temple too. You know? You up in, if you're in Colorado and you at Moriel, yeah, you will see Moriel Smithfield. Yeah, definitely. That's home. That's your home too. You should be greeted there just as you would be greeted here. It's no problem. So, any more questions? If there's no questions, we're gonna move to close. It's good to see Sister Shandara here and Brother Solo. Everybody say congratulations to Brother Solo. He just had a new baby boy a week or two ago, I believe. Praise Allah for him and the family.
Islam, praise Allah. Congrats, brother Solo.
Congratulations, good brother.
We got the more the birth record. Did we get it?
We get him his birth record.
He, I, I'm gonna say I gotta ask him if he put a submission. Did he submit that or? Yeah.
Yeah, tell him if you need it, we got it.
Okay. I'll
How
talk
many
to
is
you.
how many is that for him now? I think he
Um,
beat me.
yeah, he got you. He been blow you out the water sheet.
What he got, like 8?
Yeah, something like that. I think he got to say, Mo, drop the number in the chat. 10 strong, Mo.
Oh man. How many boys and girls?
Uh, I don't know the details. I don't know the ratio demographic of that and what the how many he got. Like, I know he got a lot of boys. He said 5 boys, 5 girls. Okay, equal. He
Wow.
broke even.
Praise the Lord.
Oh yeah, come on.
He got 10.
Yeah, he blew you out the water. He blew me out the atmosphere, boy. I only got one.
He almost lapped me.
It's gonna be all right, Mo. Man, praise Allah for both of y'all, man.
Topping out at 7, no more than 7.
Huh?
Topping out at 7, no more than 7.
No more 7?
No more than 7.
All right. Well, I hear you. I hear you, man. I praise Allah for both of y'all, man. Just having babies and keeping it Moorish. Definitely, man. Well,
Yeah, Islam.
so we have just a couple announcements. We still have the convention this year. Got a lot of things planned. We're still planning. Um, Springer Sheet, did they fix? Did we fix everything with the new lodging arrangements, or is that still in the works?
I believe it's still in the works. I haven't gotten an update yet.
Okay.
But we will be downtown at the Holiday Inn downtown. That's what it amounts to.
Okay.
We
Is it
just
going to be okay?
we just working through the contract because they're transferring it. The city of Chicago took over the hotel we were planning to be at, so they made them cancel all their contracts. So they're
Oh, they
shifting
probably,
us to downtown. So that works out better.
yeah. You think they're
Works out
going to?
better for us.
Okay, that's good. They're going to they're probably going to house the immigrants there.
Yeah, they're housing
Oh,
immigrants there. It's going to be a shelter.
okay. Oh wow. Oh well. Okay.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy. That's wild. So we got just wait for updates for that. Um, updates for that. The sneaker drop is still going on. That's ongoing, I believe. That's what Sister Reaganelle said. So reach out to Sister Reaganelle if you need a bag, or so forth. Um, to collect the new, well, fairly decent sneakers that are no longer needed or in use. Um, for donation.
They should send them to you, Sheik. Reagan Ellis send you the bag, and all the members should send them to you.
Okay. Yeah, so if you got anybody who has any sneakers that they don't need that are in fairly good condition, let me know. And I can arrange something where we can I can come get them, or we can meet um at a mutual place, and I can gather them. So like Solo, if you have any, I can I'll cut to your mother-in-law spot in Philly, and I can grab them. You know what I mean? That's nothing. I can definitely come, to that and grab them. Brother you a little way out of the way. We got to set a date to come meet you and grab him. So, but
Islam. I've been waiting on that bag for a minute. I got some sticks. I got a couple.
all right.
Islam.
all right, we're gonna have to arrange something, and then I have to come out to you and get it. So, uh, what else? That's about it. Dues are due on the 20th. There is I know the 20th of this month is considered Moorish Independence Day because it's the day that the affidavit of a corporation was actually filled out and submitted. And some say August 1st was the day that it was actually filed by the Cook County recorder. So, but so if you see it a lot of that online, that's what it is. Just to explain what it is. So a lot of Moors consider that a special day, and also Prophet Noble Drew Ali transition. He passed form on July 20th the following year, which is, you know, also significant. So, yeah, he filed the affidavit on July 20th in 1928, and he passed form July 20th, 1929, the following year. Complete cycle. So, we kind of take that day to celebrate, and some of us have things going on. So who knows? I'm thinking about probably doing a Zoom conference on that day, just in in the morning or something like that, just to do a tribute or something like that. I gotta see how my schedule is, and whatnot. Inshallah, I might send a link out for that next week. So that being said, no questions. I'll close. Facing the east, 2 fingers on the right, 5 on the left. And do not repeat after me. Bound our hearts and minds back to ancient forefathers, divine creative principles, disregards, and our holy name, the 7th element. So,